You can slap me in the face if you catch me buying anything on this list. Hey guys, my name is Ryan, and if you're anything like me, you love to save money and are always looking to find new ways to free up some cash in your life. Whether or not you made a New Year's resolution, I think it's safe to say that everyone wants to save some more money this year, and that means cutting out unnecessary spending. While I definitely would not call myself a minimalist, I try my best to be intentional with the things that I buy so that I only own things that are really important to me. And when you only buy things that add value to your life, you'll have a lot of extra money left over that you can save and invest instead. So today, if you watch this entire video, we're going to talk about the 10 things that I'll stop buying in 2021 and how you can do these things too to save some more money. But before we continue, and if you're new here, I'd really appreciate it if you hit that like button because it really does help me out. I make new videos every week about personal finance and being smarter with your money. So if you're interested in watching more content on lifestyle and getting good value, please consider subscribing. And if you catch me buying any of the things on this list this year, I give you permission to slap me in the face. The first thing that I'll stop buying in 2021 are massages. You're probably thinking that this is such a random thing to include in this list, but you're right. I've only gotten a massage like 2 times in my life. While they do feel great and they're super relaxing, they can get pretty expensive and it's quite a bit of money just to relax. Obviously, we all had to stay home in 2020 and it was a lot less accessible to get a massage, but that just meant that we found other ways to relax and de-stress. I found that just by doing small things like taking a walk, exercising regularly, and doing hobbies that I really enjoyed helped me de-stress a lot, and I didn't need to pay any money for a massage. While I'm definitely a fan of treating yourself every once in a while and spending money on things that you enjoy, for me personally, I found other ways to de-stress and relax that I don't have to spend money on. Going outside to enjoy the outdoors, talking with some friends on FaceTime, or just eating some good food is a great way to de-stress, and I don't need anyone digging their elbow into my back. But also, I really like to play tennis, and I have a basket of like 72 tennis balls, so if I really wanted the feeling of a massage, I would just put a bunch of tennis balls on the ground and just lay on top of them. Massages do feel great, but there are a lot of other things that you can do instead. The second thing that I'll stop buying in 2021 are dress shoes. So I really love shoes, and dress shoes are one of my guilty pleasures. And because I work full-time in consulting, I was used to always dressing up and looking sharp. I have a good amount of dress shoes, and a few of them are pretty expensive because I've always had the idea that if you buy nice, then you don't buy twice. However, because of quarantine and working from home, I've barely gotten to wear my dress shoes, and it's been over like a year since I last worn them. Now don't get me wrong, I really love dress shoes, and I think that every man needs to have one good, really high quality pair of dress shoes. But that's just it. I think that they should just have one pair. Working remotely has taught me that I don't need any more pairs of dress shoes because I'm not going to use them and they're just going to sit there anyways. I'm not going anywhere, and if I do leave the house, chances are I'm not going to wear dress shoes anyways, and I'm just going to be wearing sneakers. So for 2021, I'm not going to buy any more dress shoes. The third thing that I'll stop buying in 2021 is the sales section. For anyone that loves shopping, the sales section is like the biggest trap ever. It automatically tricks you into thinking that you're getting a good deal, but a lot of the times, you didn't even need that stuff in the first place. If you see something listed for $150 and then it gets put on sale for $100, you'll think, wow, I'm saving $50, when in reality, no, you're not saving $50, you're spending $100 still. While I definitely am guilty of browsing the sales section and the clearance section more times than I'd like to admit, for 2021, I want to try to be more intentional so that I only buy what I need and I don't get tempted by the sales section. Stores use sales to deceive customers into thinking that they're getting a good deal, but in reality, it's just a way for them to get customers to spend more money. For me personally, I think that I've gotten to the point where if I really need something, I'll just buy it regardless of the price because I really need it. I don't really have the time or energy to wait for a dip in price, so I would just buy it whenever I need it. I'm gonna be steering clear of sales, but one thing that I won't steer away from is smashing the like button for the YouTube algorithm. The fourth thing that I'll stop buying in 2021 is alcohol. Before, I never really drank alcohol because I'm gonna be honest, I never really enjoyed it. Whenever I would drink, I would always wake up the next morning and feel actually, no, not even the next morning. Like, while I was drinking it, I wouldn't even feel good either. Obviously, because of quarantine, people haven't been doing things like going to bars, going to clubs, karaoke, etc. But I'm gonna be honest, whenever I did those things and drank, I would always feel awful. Not to mention that when you go out to eat and you order a drink or two, that ends up being like as much as the food, if not more. For 2021, I'm perfectly happy just drinking water because it's healthier, it keeps me more productive, and it's a lot better for my wallet. I never really liked the way that alcohol made me feel, and it was expensive, so for me, that was a lose-lose. The fifth thing that I'll stop buying in 2021 are flights. Before 2020, I loved to travel, and I found myself hopping on a flight at least once a month. Most of those flights ended up being free because of something called credit card churning, and I've talked about that more in a previous video here. The premise of credit card churning is that you open up a new credit card, you spend a certain amount of money to hit a signing bonus, and the sign-up bonus usually ends up being a lump sum of points that you can redeem for flights and other cool perks. 2020 was the year that I traveled the least in a long time, and I definitely hope that I can travel more in 2021. However, if I do take any trips this year, I won't be paying a single dollar for a flight because I can just redeem my points and use those instead. Also, all airlines took a big hit from the thing that happened last year, and a lot of fares are still cheaper than what they normally would be. If I do end up traveling this year, I'm going to take advantage of the cheaper prices and use my points to buy flights instead. The sixth thing that I'll stop buying in 2021 is fast fashion. When you hear fast fashion, you usually think of stores like H&M, Zara, Gap, and more, but these stores are only good for the price. These stores are really affordable, and a lot of times you can go in and get something that looks really cool for a really good price. But the only issue is that it looks pretty cool, but it's usually pretty bad quality. While fast fashion is definitely useful for trying new trends and experimenting with your style, most of the time the clothes are not really good quality and they're only going to last you for a few months. For me personally, I would rather spend a little bit more money on quality and classic pieces that'll last a lot longer. When you buy higher quality clothes, although it's more expensive in the beginning, it's a lot more sustainable because they last you much longer. And if you think about it, if you pay a little bit more money for a higher quality piece of clothing, that's going to be a lot more sustainable and last you a lot longer than if you were to buy from H&M and you had to keep replacing it every few months. The seventh thing that I won't buy in 2021 are hyped up items, especially clothes. You probably see it all the time on Instagram and social media where people are flexing their Gucci belts, their nice cars, their nice bags, and more. While it definitely looks cool, come on, it's $500 for a belt with a G on it. Life goes on. There's nothing wrong with buying designer things, and I've definitely bought some nice stuff in the past too. But if you're buying it, make sure that you actually enjoy it and you're not buying it just because of the hype. If you're thinking about buying something expensive, think to yourself, if nobody knew I had this, would I still want to buy it? And then make your decision based off of that. If you only want to buy something because you want to tell people you have it, show it off on your Instagram, or think that it'll make you cool, then it's definitely not worth it. There's nothing wrong with buying some nice stuff, but don't buy it for the sole reason that you just want to flex. For example, I wore this necklace in quite a few of my videos, but it's actually from Louis Vuitton. It was pretty expensive, but it's something that I really liked and I can appreciate, and I don't really care if anyone knows where it's from. Also, I'm sure that 99% of people that see it wouldn't even think anything of it, but that's because I bought it for myself, not for the hype. One of the things that's never overhyped is smashing the like button for the YouTube algorithm and subscribing. The eighth thing that I won't buy in 2021 are movies. Going to the movie theater is fun, but 2020 taught us that that's not always possible. While people can argue that going to the movies is a different kind of experience, for me personally, I don't really care if I'm watching it in the theater or watching it on my phone. And to add to that, going to the movies is pretty expensive, and for the price of one movie, you can pay for 1 month of Netflix. With every time that you don't go to the movie theater, you're saving like $10 to $12 per ticket. But also, can we talk about movie theater food? Because that is literally a highway robbery with those prices. You won't catch me at a movie theater this year because I'm gonna save some money and just watch YouTube and Netflix instead. The ninth thing that I'll stop buying in 2021 are excessive skincare products. So I personally love skincare, and I think that everyone needs to make skincare a priority. I don't care who you are. However, it's really easy to get sucked into the trap because there's always these new products being released and you always feel like you need to get them. With skincare and anything else in life, less is more, and I'm only going to focus on the core essentials that I need to make me look good. This one takes some more self-control though, because if a skincare product is like,
use me if you want to be less ugly,
yeah, I'll take 10. When you only focus on the things that you'll need, you'll simplify your routine and save a lot more money in the process. And the 10th thing that I won't buy in 2021 are things that don't serve a purpose. When we talk about minimalism, minimalists are very intentional, and everything they buy has a When we talk about minimalism, minimalists are very intentional, and everything that they buy has a specific use and a reason. The things that they buy are very important, and nothing wastes space or functionality. Although I have quite a bit of stuff and I wouldn't call myself a minimalist, for 2021, I want to try to be more intentional and only buy things that serve a purpose. This means more buying things out of utility, really reflecting on things that I really need, and not impulse buying. Clutter adds more stress to your life, and the more that you can reduce it, the happier you'll become. While I'm not a minimalist right now, that's the direction that I want to go in for this year. If something doesn't serve a purpose, then I don't really want it. But I hope you found these tips helpful and that you have some more ideas on how to save some more money this year. If you're looking to be smarter with your money and look good while doing it, please consider subscribing to learn more about how to be more money smart and stylish. And if you enjoyed this video and found any of these tips helpful, please smash the like button because it really does help me out. Thank you so much for watching, and make sure you stay financially fashionable.